Hey, what's up and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars, where today I'm talking about a brand new movie coming to digital on Friday, August 27th. It's Behemoth. So Behemoth is about a father out for revenge when his daughter contracts a mysterious illness due to an unknown toxin which he believes his old chemical behemoth is responsible for. So he kidnaps his old boss to get the truth out, but the more he interrogates this man, the more something dark and deeply hidden begins to rear its ugly head. Behemoth was directed by Peter Safchik, and it's actually his directorial debut, having directed practically everything else, including music videos, short films, commercials, and even video game cinematics. But he'd never directed a feature film before. So this is kind of, in a way, his baby, and it's even a passion project of sorts, because it's practically a miracle that the film even got made. And to be perfectly honest with you, there are so many things that impressed me about this film. First of all, the entire crew behind the scenes consisted of 7 people. The director himself was responsible for directing, writing, producing it, and he's even responsible for the visual effects itself, while Derek Ligas was responsible for production design, as well as co-writing and producing the film. I've never seen so many repeating names in the end credits before, and as such, it's incredibly impressive as to what they're actually able to accomplish. The visual effects, whether you're talking about CGI, lighting, color, or practical effects and makeup, is all really very good. And I'm sure a huge part of that is the fact that our director here has worked on huge visual effects films in the past, like Avatar, Harry Potter, Star Wars, 2012, and stuff from the MCU. His visual effects resume is pretty massive, so even though this movie had a strikingly small budget of $65,000, it doesn't really appear to be so cheap. Honestly, I have mad respect for the work done behind the scenes. If I had some negatives to point out here, it would simply be the fact that the acting is not good. It's not, other than like one guy played by Paul Statman. You know, he was pretty decent in the role, but overall the acting is one part of the movie that does feel cheap. And it makes sense. They couldn't get anybody a part of the Screen Actors Guild here. So all of the actors in this movie are close friends to the director and even next-door neighbors. I'm not even kidding. That's how small of a project this movie is. And I love that. When there's a will, there's a way, I guess. But it doesn't help the acting because the crew was so small, they couldn't procure an assistant director who would have helped with the directing of the actual acting itself. And they never had time for rehearsals either, which also would have helped with the acting. I don't think that there's anything wrong with the dialogue itself, just the performances. Also, the story itself it's fine, but I didn't personally find it that engaging. I was there for the special effects, which unfortunately does not make a movie good. However, I will say that it would make a pretty darn good demo reel for further projects. Though, I will say, I really did get into the end of the film overall, but I obviously can't really talk about that. But it is interesting. Let's go ahead and break down my final score. From an unbiased technical perspective, this is all about visuals. Everything from the lighting to the color to the CGI and practical effects was all pretty great. And it's all thanks to the director himself, who was responsible for the visuals. Everything else here was mostly business as usual, other than the acting, which, due to limitations, wasn't that great. This score overall is 60%. My bias score, just how I felt about it overall, is a little bit lower than that, but not by much, because again, I appreciated the hard work put in behind the scenes. In general, just the mere fact that this film was released is incredible. But in general, I was not that engaged with the story as a whole, other than the very tail end of the film. So this score is 56%, meaning that when we combine the two scores together, we come to the final rating of 58%, 58 out of 100 possible stars, or a C- letter grade. Guys, have you seen Behemoth? If so, let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section down below. And if you haven't yet, are you looking forward to it at all? Let me know. And as for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button, and bell to be notified when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace out.
Dave examines movies we just watch for fun. Davey is the expert. He is the #1 critic that I go to when I need a movie.